Hey everybody, happy Veterans Day. It's Karen. I got a great question from one of our people, and she asked me about why does Alcoholics Anonymous and Narcotics Anonymous request that everyone be abstinent from drugs and alcohol, and yet lets them smoke and drink coffee like fiends. She didn't say like fiends, I added that. And then her question was, and then we poo-poo methadone and Suboxone, but we allow drugs like alcohol and cigarettes. So this is a very good question, a very controversial question. I'm going to say right now that at the treatment center that I was running, everybody smoked. I made sure they had cigarettes if they were new, because you're going out of your mind trying to detox. I did serve coffee as well, but there's a lot of treatment centers that have no caffeine on campus and no cigarettes, no tobacco. And that to me is harsh, because it is hard enough to quit drinking or using. And I am of the philosophy, and this does not mean it's right or wrong, okay? And I don't want to argue with anybody. Somebody asked me my opinion. This is my opinion. I think people should quit doing the drugs in order that is going to kill them. Okay? So the fentanyl's going to kill you. Stop the fentanyl. You know, if you had to stop fentanyl or cigarettes, I say stop the fentanyl, because the fentanyl is going to kill you right away. And the cigarettes, it might take years. You know what I mean? I mean, really, if we're going to talk about this, we better be realistic about it. So quit the things in order that they're going to kill you. The drugs, the alcohol, the Xanax, the Norcos, the Oxycontins, the heroin, the fentanyl, the meth, the coke, the crack. That kind of stuff's got to go. You know, the other thing is you cannot work the steps and get a program of recovery if you are using. It cuts you off from the sunlight of the spirit. In other words, if I am smoking pot, I don't need God, right? Who needs God if they've got Xanax? You know what I mean? So for me to work a spiritual program of recovery and be free of all of those narcotics and addictive substances, I have to be abstinent from them. And then I get the reprieve. Usually people that get sober, when they first get sober, drink a shitload of coffee at meetings, and they smoke cigarettes like fiends. And I'm no different. I drank coffee till I was sick. I smoked cigarettes for a while, and then I quit that and started chewing tobacco. And I just recently quit about 6 months ago. Some of you might have remembered that. I think I was videotaping then, vlogging. But you know, eventually people quit all that stuff. They like a sober life, and they end up quitting that stuff. So, you know, that's just the way it is. If they quit, if they don't. There's old timers that smoke all the way up till they die. But at least, you know, they're not getting pulled. They're not hitting another car full of people after too many cups of coffee. You know, killing a carload of people. You know, you can't get drunk driving off smoking a cigarette. So, you know, you kind of have to be, it's kind of common sense with some of those. And Suboxone and methadone are a completely different ball game. Suboxone and methadone are narcotics, and they are used to taper people off of opioid, addictions. And then nowadays they've got maintenance programs with Suboxone and methadone. Everyone's got an opinion. It's none of my business what people do. Personally, because of my own experience with this stuff, the tolerance increases. And so to me, it's a misnomer that there is a maintenance of Suboxone, because eventually the dose you're taking stops working and you have to take more. That's why they invented fentanyl and all the derivatives of fentanyl, because heroin quit working for people, right? It's just not strong enough. So the same thing with methadone and Suboxone. You have to increase the doses, or eventually you're going to have to get off of it. So any mind-altering drug is going to keep me from connecting with the sunlight of the spirit, and it's going to keep me locked in a life that I just don't want to live anymore. And coffee I can kind of give and take. You know, I get a little bit of a headache if I quit drinking caffeine, but nothing that affects me. I take a cup of ibuprofen, and then I drink a lot of water, and I don't drink any more coffee. Cigarettes were another beast. That's a different topic. Again, I'm not dangerous. I can go to work. I can pay my bills. I can do the things that I'm supposed to do even while I'm smoking, even though I smell bad and I'm putting off secondhand smoke and all that shit. That's it's all controversial, but you get the point. So I think Alcoholics Anonymous really wants to talk about the alcohol, narcotics. Anonymous want to talk about narcotics. I want to talk about alcoholism, and really whatever you're treating your alcoholism with is a substance that you probably don't want to use anymore. It could be donuts, it could be gambling. There's a lot of ways to treat alcoholism, and most of them have terrible side effects, except for the spiritual program of action, and that has fantastic side effects. And so I'm glad that you asked the question. I hope that answered. It's just really my opinion. Everyone's got another opinion about it. And I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank everyone for watching. And if you didn't notice yesterday, I launched an iPad. I launched my, what's it called? Podcast. I launched my podcast yesterday. One of them. My first one, which is I took all my Facebook Live readings about the Big Book. And so many people told me they were trying to listen to them while they were jogging or commuting. And, I make them in vlogs on Facebook Live. And so it's hard to find on Facebook and all that. So I just put them right on audio on a podcast. You can get it on Spotify right now. It'll soon be available everywhere. But right now, Spotify. And it is Big Book with Karen. Just type in Big Book with Karen. And I've got the first season on there. Please check it out. Subscribe. And give it a good rating, okay, so I can get more reach out there to people. And also, if you would, please support me. I have a donate button on the bottom of my website. If you could please feel free to donate to the cause so I can continue to expand. And I would like to, if you don't feel like donating, it is through Patreon, so you can write it off. Perhaps you'd rather buy a t-shirt or something from the store I'm going to link that up to my website, but I'll go ahead and post that as well on my Instagram and Facebook site. So if you see some gifts you need, maybe that's a good way you could support the cause. So that's it. Have a great day. Bye.